this is Sonia, Sonia's Mixed Media. I'm back with another one of my journals that I've been working on the past week. I started this one. It's a bit different to what I usually do. As you know, if you've been following my channel, I've been working in abandoned places, doing collage, reverse collage, and then painting out backgrounds. But this time in this journal, which is just an old flower book, I think, that I got from the op shop. What I've been doing is some surreal collage. So I think it's called Surreal Collage. This is done the old-fashioned way though, not with computer, and I'm not very technologically good that way, so I prefer to do my art the old-fashioned way with scissors and glue and cut and paste out of magazines, and I prefer it that way too. And so, like I said, I've been doing surreal collage, and this is a few pages in my journal that I've come up with, and this is the first one here. So I've got this girl who's laying, sleeping, perhaps. I won't say she's died, but she's sleeping in this pot, a roast, I guess, in the desert. And in the background is Uluru, or people may know it as Ayers Rock here in Australia. Then I have this sort of King Kong type character with a bit of his brain showing, holding some grapes. And if I zoom in, you can see he's holding a cup. And I've added these upside down carrots coming out of the cup. And also in the background there's like this carrots here too, but I've made that into like a tree. So I'll do a close-up of the girl there. Yes, so that's my first surreal collage, and I've just been pasting them into this book, but I've got nothing on the back sides of the pages yet. Here's my second one I did. So we've kind of got a road kind of not going to anywhere, and then mountains in the background. So these were two separate pages that I put together, and then I found this vintage cake, and in the slice that was cut out where the plate was, I added this woman here by the beach, and then I sat this guy here up on the strawberry on top of the cake, so he fit quite well on there, like that. So these are really fun to do, and I'm really enjoying doing these at the moment because there's no paint involved. Sometimes I'm in the mood for painting, and sometimes I'm not. But what I have realised is I really love collage of all sorts. Just the cutting out of images from magazines, the hunt for images, you know, gluing them on, everything like that. I find soothing and calming, and I just really enjoy it. And you know, I can do it at night watching TV with the family, and I don't have to be at my desk getting mucky. I can, you know, sit on the couch and do it, or I also do it at my desk through the day when no one's around. And yes, I started doing these surreal collages, which I think basically surreal collages is just these fantasy, just stands for these fantasy worlds that you can create. This is another one. So here I started with the green background, which is actually a image of a germ under a microscope, and then That was a full page. So I added the castle, which was another full page, so I cut that out. Added the rockery at the bottom, and then added the black and white vintage lady and the earth that she's holding there. So you'll have to excuse me if this is making you seasick or it's a little bit shaky today, because I haven't got my camera in its holder, because I'm actually doing this in my bedroom because the family's home today and they're all being a bit loud and boisterous. So I've kind of hidden away to do this because I really wanted to show it. So this one here, my daughter came home with a book from the library. It was all had vintage fashions in it, so I photographed a couple, not photographed, I photocopied a couple of the pages that I thought would be excellent, and it had this woman here posing, and yeah, it's the same woman, just the side view of her. And so I added these rocks and had her hands coming out on the rocks, and this little mosquito, and then I've kind of got this like a kind of spacecraft or alien craft that sort of crashed into the rocks. And then you can see, I thought a good idea would be, because you can't see the top of her head because her hat is pulled down, in this side you can actually see what her head, top of her head looks like. You think it's normal, but it's not. It actually, her top of her head looks like this with the brain and the eye. So I thought that was rather cool. And then I just added this space background. And then we have this one. This is one of my favourite ones, I think. It just sort of all gelled together really easily. So this was all one page, I think, apart from the background planet there. I'm just trying to think if that was. I'm just looking at the back. No, sorry. The water was a separate page. The cliffs was a separate page. Then I cut out along the top of the cliffs, got rid of the normal sky, put in this planet here, and I've got plenty of vintage cookbooks which I don't use, so I found this plate of stir fry, and again she just sat on it really well. So I thought that was pretty cool. So with the backs of the pages, because what I do is I've kind of been taping these into the book after I've finished each one, so you can see what's on the background of the page before. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this side yet, whether I do some reverse collage or normal collage or more surreal collage on those pages. I'll see what I want to do with them, or I might just leave it. So as you can see, I've got like masking tape or just normal sticky tape holding them in, because what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the book pages. I'm leaving about an inch or half an inch of the actual book page, cutting it off and then just sticking this in instead of the book page that was there. This one I really like too. This background image is out of an embroidery book, and then I found the plants in a magazine. That was one page with all the plants. Then I found this vintage woman in her suit, and it looked like she should be carrying something, so I put a cage down there that she's carrying. And then I gave her a watermelon head, as you do. Yeah, but I think it looks pretty cool. So they're really fun to do. It's just something really fun. It's quite a, sorry, I got something on there. it's an inexpensive craft and they just make me happy looking at them. It's like you're making kind of your own magazine with all these cool surreal images in them. Okay, this one here. So this one, this was one page. This was another page that I cut along here. Found this girl, and I think she was actually going the other way in the magazine, but I put her so that she's hanging on to this tree here. Added the lizard with the watch, and I changed her face so that her face is actually made of wood as well. You can see that there. And then just added a planet to it. This one's got a bit of silver tape on it. Couldn't find my masking tape at the time. But yeah, this one sort of more reminds me of when I do my reverse collage in abandoned places. This is sort of more the type of, I don't know, it just gives me that feeling of one of those pages that I do. This one, I've got the Levitating Lady. It was in a old book again from the charity shop I got about the world's wonders, or I don't know, it was all sorts of weird things in there, from, you know, psychics to levitation to all sorts of things. I love the images in those sorts of books. So, and this was about this woman who levitates. I guess maybe she raises above the chairs. She's resting on the chairs at the moment, which in itself is a feat. I don't think normal people could do that and be straight as a beam. Whether she levitates off of that, I do not know. She didn't read it. But I thought it was such a cool image, I had to use it, and I actually photocopied it because I know that I want to use this image somewhere else as well. And I just got the chairs sort of balancing. I cut these cars out and added it to the background so that they're balancing on the cars. There she is. I really like that one. I really like using coloured images with black and white as well. It just kind of makes the coloured ones really pop. I really like this one as well. Yeah, so again in that same book, this is a seance. So a group of, I think, Victorian type people were having a seance. Got their hands around the table here. This was just a normal black table, but I cut out all where they're in the middle of the table, and I decided to put some like a lemon pie in the middle there. Conjuring up some lemon pie, why not? I changed their faces to make, I used these kind of little, I think they were some sort of diamond or stone. Put their faces with diamond or stone, put a bit of pie behind them. Then I've got, this is the one background that I found, which I thought really looked good. Found this sort of bomb going off, which matched this area, and then just added a planet up the top. But yeah, I really like that one. This is my alien in his in his boat spaceship. So yeah, it's probably self-explanatory. And in his boat, I've put that he's collected little planets. So kind of a bit of the moon, Earth, another planet. And this alien, he was standing, so he was straight-legged. So I had to cut and adjust his legs to make it look like he was sitting on that seat in the boat. And then there's just like birds in the background, but I thought that was pretty cool. And this is my cat lady. So this was just a modeling, just, I don't know, underwear. And then I found a children's book with this cat in it and added the cat onto her head and her chest, and the cat had a camera on it, so I left that. And then I found these flowers, and they're sort of coming out of her underwear at the top here, and then she's got her tail. But I really love the contrasting colours in this one with the yellow backgrounds, just, you know, really like it. Okay, so this is my slightly steampunk girl. So this is actually an actress, is it Dakota Fanning, or maybe it's her sister? Can't quite remember now. She's changed so much since I got to her. Okay, so she has a planner on her forehead. She's got some steampunk goggles now. Here, if I go really closely, you can see I've cut a bit of her cheek out, and inside she has people working inside of her head, which I thought was pretty cool. The necklace was already there, but I added in her chest this here, these silver balls, and where her heart is, it's got this kind of nail thing going in there. I can't even remember what this was, something industrial or some sort of machine or something. I thought that was pretty cool. And then the background was all one thing. I think it was like some cave. You can see down the bottom there's a tiny little man looking up at her because she's so huge. And then in the back of the cave I just put this kind of universe there. So that's that one. Again, this one here I started with the vintage women. This is in a book I got from the charity shop on lingerie, and it's all tasteful lingerie. There's nothing really, you know, pornographic or anything about it. It was all tasteful lingerie and really nice photography in it, and I just loved the women's legs in this. So use that as my main picture. Trying to think now. What have I done? This here with the water behind and the sand and this post here, that was all part of this image. So what I've added is this here, which I don't even know what you call that, some sort of wheel. I added the stars, and if I go up close, I got this octopus coming out of the top of their tights. I put some patterns where their heads were, and then from here onwards is another page. So this is all another page with the city in the background. So I think that was pretty cool as well. I keep saying that, don't I? This is pretty cool. I love this page. It's so cool. You can tell I really like this type of artwork. But I did look up a few YouTube videos with Surreal artworks on it, and to get some ideas, because I knew I wanted to do it, but a lot of it is done with like Photoshop and on computers. So basically I just used it to get ideas, and then just did it the old-fashioned way with scissors and paper and paste. Okay, these ladies here, again I used this same image with the road. So if you like an image, photocopy it and use it again and again. So this is that road that sort of goes to nowhere. And then I've got the, vintage picture of the beans coming down to this whatever. I don't know what that is, meatloaf or whatever, but they definitely look like baked beans to me. And what I did, you can see there that this is actually on top of her head. So I actually and this part here, so it looks like it's landing on their heads. So what I did is, before I stuck these two women down, I got my X-Acto knife and I just made a slit in the image here and here so that I could slide these women's heads just slightly underneath, so it looks like it's actually coming down on top of their heads. I hope that makes sense, instead of just having them sitting on top. So now it actually looks like it's actually being poured onto them. So yeah, that's that one, and that's the last one I've done. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what I've been up to, and if you like surreal artworks, please leave a comment and let me know, or if you do some yourself, please comment and let me know. I like to check out your surreal art, and if you have any questions or other comments, please leave a message below as well. And yeah, I just hope you've enjoyed this video, and I just wanted to let you all catch up to see what I've been doing the past week, and I'll be back with some more videos like I always do, and keep you up to date with my crafts. Hope you have a great day. Hope you try some surreal collage. See you later. Bye.